There are so many ways to adjust color in Photoshop, but there is one tool that stands out above all the rest in my opinion, and today we're going to show you how to use it. It's my favorite coloring tool. So we're jumping right into Photoshop. Here you can see this amazing landscape. Look at all these different colors we have. I want to be able to adjust everything individually. So we're jumping to my favorite tool. It's called Point Color, and it's actually inside of Adobe Camera Raw. So let's go ahead and show you how to do that. Adobe Camera Raw is a filter in Photoshop. So you're going to want to make sure you change your layer to a smart object first. By making it a smart object, you'll be able to change the filter at any point in time. And Camera Raw is awesome. If you've never used it, you're going to it's going to blow your mind. Okay, let's jump in. So here we have our background layer. Now I just want to convert this to a smart object. So let's go ahead and click on our background. We're going to go to Layer. We're going to go down to Smart Objects, and we want to convert this to a smart object. You can do that. You can also go to Filter, and we go where it says Convert for Smart Filters. Both of those will just turn it into a smart object. Okay, now we're going to Camera Raw Filter, and here's where our amazing tool is located. So within Camera Raw, now if you're a Lightroom user, you're going to be like, whoa, this looks exactly like Lightroom. And basically it is Lightroom built inside of Photoshop, which I absolutely love. But inside of this feature is my favorite coloring tool. It's right over here in your color mixer. So let's go ahead and open up Color Mixer. Now with Color Mixer, it started off with just Color Mixer, which is cool because you can adjust reds, orange, yellows, greens, things like that by hue, saturation, and luminance. But this is my all-time favorite, Point Color. So open up Color Mixer and go to Point Color. Now let's go ahead and zoom into our image, not that far. You can hold Control or Command plus or minus. We're going to go out, grab our eyedropper tool here. So with your eyedropper tool, you're going to want to hover over the colors of your image. And you'll notice as I move over my colors, it'll like light up this area of the screen, and it's going to kind of show you what colors you're going to affect. So let's go ahead and click here first on this nice orange in our image. So I clicked on here, and you can see it located that orange. Now from here, we have a few different toggles. We can actually click and move this around. You can see how it's going to affect that orange. All right, let's go ahead and double click to get it back where it was. We can click and drag this up and down for our luminance, but I just kind of like to use my sliders. So with this exact color, we have hue, saturation, luminance, variance, and range. Look at all this control for this individual color. So we're going to start off with hue. Basically, if I bring this to the right and to the left, you're going to see I'm going to target that color and completely change the hue. I'm going to bring this a little bit towards the left. There we go. I can grab my saturation and increase or decrease my saturation of that color. It's already looking amazing. Luminance, I found personally that if I bring my saturation up, I like to bring my luminance up as well. It tends to work really well. So let's go ahead and drag our luminance a little higher too. Look at that. I mean, already this is awesome. Let's just click here to see our before and after. That's just like literally we did one thing and it's already amazing. Okay, now here we have our variance. I love this slider because we can introduce color variability. If you go to the left, it kind of makes everything the same color. It really doesn't look that good, but if you crank this to the right a little bit, it introduces a little bit more color variance and it tends to look great. Now here with our range, the cool thing about this is you can actually change how much of the color you want to affect. Like it's going to, you can see right here, up here when I move my range slider, this is going to affect less color and this is going to be affecting more of that color. So you're going to want to open that up. You can even open up your range, and within range, look at this. You have your hue range that you can affect. You have your saturation range. You have your luminance range. You can just take any of these little sliders and move them around, okay? This is a little bit more on the advanced side with this range selection, but look how powerful this is. And honestly, just check out this before and after. Literally all we did is just this color here, but it also affected this yellow because it's relatively similar. This is why I love this tool. Now we're gonna keep going because there's just one color in the overall image. So here's what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and close down this range. I don't use all those advanced features that often, but what we wanna do next is grab our next sample color. So next point color, we're gonna go ahead and click there, and we're gonna go ahead and grab this green. So let's click on this green, and here you can see now we have our green. By the way, I can click here to get back to that red at any time. Let's go ahead and work with our green. So again, same sliders. I have my hue slider. Let's bring this a little bit more to the right. It's just gonna make that grass not look as dead. There we go. We're gonna bring our saturation up just a little bit. I don't wanna go too high with my saturation. I have really found that if you just make the saturation of all your colors super saturated, your image tends to lose a lot of interest. You want a couple of colors to be very saturated and everything else to be a little bit more toned down. You can see here in this example, as I bring my saturation up for my greens, it's like, yeah, we get it. Everything in this image is saturated, right? It's too much. But if I take the saturation back down again, a little bit more subtle, then look at this, the reds pop out a little bit more. So you want to choose one color range to increase your saturation, and then everything else should be a lot more subtle. Okay, next we're moving into our luminance. I love this luminance within our color. There we go. We're just going to make that a little bit brighter. And then this variance slider, I'll tell you, this is just so cool. If you bring this off to the left, look at this. It's just kind of makes it all the same green. And as we pull this over to the right, we're just going to have a lot of color variance in there. I think this is looking fantastic. We'll bring up our saturation just a little bit more. Okay, now we haven't even touched the sky in our image. So I'm going to hit Command minus just to zoom out. But here, let's go ahead and click on that before and after one more time. There's that before and after just with those colors. This is incredible. Let's go ahead and move up here. We're going to be working on our sky. I'm going to hit Command plus to zoom in. Look at this red. See what I mean? That super saturated red is like really drawing your attention, and that's what makes this image special. So let's work on our sky. Next, we're going to grab our color range here, our sample point color. Let's go ahead and click on the sky. And then again, I can change my hue. There we go. We're going to bring this a little bit to the left. I want a little bit more saturation in that sky, but definitely some luminance. Look at this luminance is just going to kind of brighten up. So you're going to see when I adjust my luminance, this is actually affecting not just the sky, but the mountains itself because it's working with color. Let's go ahead and bring our luminance back up. That looks honestly incredible. We've worked with almost all the colors in the image. I do want to target these yellows here. Let's grab our sample point color. There we go. One more. We're going to grab these yellows, and I'm going to bring up our luminance of these yellows just a little bit. You can see it is affecting some of the rest of my image. So here I can move into range. There we go. And I can work on my luminance range. There we go. Look at this. Beautiful. I can work on my saturation range and on my hue range as well to really get exactly where we want. This looks absolutely stunning. Let's go ahead and zoom out of this image. You can see literally, let's check out this before and after here. There's our before and after. Literally, the only thing we did is point color. And this image looks so much better. These settings are absolutely amazing. Now, if you want to, let's say you have some of these point color swatches that you've made. If you want to, you can right click on them and you can delete them if you've done you're like, I don't need that. Or you can delete all the swatches there. I just wanted to go ahead and let you know that. Now, when you're done, go ahead and hit OK on the bottom right. And then you're back into Photoshop. Look at this. A stunning, stunning image in Photoshop. This is a smart object. Remember, first, what we did is we made this layer a smart object by going to Layer, Smart Object, Convert to Smart Object. It's a smart object, which means that the filter is now a smart filter. So check this out. I can turn this smart filter off and on at any time. And if I want to, I can double click right here on Camera Raw filter. I'm back into Camera Raw. There we go. And look at this, I have my point color that I can continue to work with if I need to. So I could go into my reds here. I can continue to make adjustments, just bring our luminance up just a little bit, hit OK, and it'll automatically update here in Photoshop. So you can see our image looks stunning with literally only using point color. And that is why it's my all-time favorite coloring tool in Photoshop. Let's take a look at our final before and after. And don't forget, you can download this sample image and PSD file totally free on Phlearn.com. Just follow the link right down below. If you want to get more free Photoshop tutorials, all you have to do is click on subscribe. We'll send them to you every single week. Thanks again. I'll Phlearn you later. Bye, everyone.